What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother BJ for the donation to the channel via the PayPal. He says, for the variety of content and unapologetic flame throwing, bruh. In regards to Draymond and Bron video, Bron is Frank Sinatra and Draymond is Marilyn Monroe. Bron got his keys. If you know, you know. Who did it this time? Shout out to you, brother. Please subscribe to his platform. Channel is called Who Did It This Time. Please subscribe to his channel. About that, too, with Frank Sinatra and Marilyn Monroe. Frank Sinatra went to his grave convinced that Marilyn Monroe was unalived intentionally. And I believe him. I think what happened was them Kennedy boys were afraid that she was going to reveal something because it was announced a week before she was unalived or when she lost her life that she was going to hold a press conference. Now, apparently she was going to hold this press conference. It seems like she was going to do this press conference because she was going to get back with Joe DiMaggio. They were reconciling. But the Kennedys, I think, feared that she was going to reveal certain information because she was unstable. You know, she had an issue with being on opioids. She had some mental health issues. I think emotionally she had revealed some things to RFK that she might go and say something. So I think there was some misinformation, and I think they got rid of her. That's just my guess, you know what I'm saying? But let me get to the subject at hand. Where's Stephen A. Smith? Where is he at? You know, he's too busy trying to prove why KD is a top 10 player for the 59th time. He's too busy running this fake presidential campaign for the Democratic nomination. This just proves that America is the stupidest country in the world, where a guy like him, his name is even on the ballot. But anyway, where is he at right now when it comes to Justin Tucker? Where is Malika Andrews? Where is L. Duncan? Okay? Where are they? Where is Molly Carroll? Where are the usual suspects when it comes to Justin Tucker? Now, you may remember, think about it, been 2 weeks ago, maybe. I did a video about him being accused by, I think at the time, there might have been 4 different women of doing unthinkable acts at spas. Now, does that sound familiar? Well, it probably should, because the same thing or something extremely similar happened with the quarterback. His name slips my mind for some reason. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, when he was demanding to be traded from the Houston Texans, all of a sudden, this case just came out of nowhere. And while we were looking at that objectively, people just couldn't look at it objectively, because we were saying, man, it's kind of strange that all of a sudden these allegations come up while he has this contract dispute with the owner. All of a sudden, this case comes up where the lead attorney for these women is great friends with the owner of the Houston Texans, which the media, the mainstream sports media, never really reported. The NBA fined them all this money, et cetera, et cetera. We were saying, look, it could be that he did something wrong here, but it could be a motivation of money. People didn't want to hear that. And we know why they didn't want to hear that, because he fit a certain criteria. I've said this before, and all of us have said this, most of us have said this. This country loves a black villain. The O.J. Simpson case was the prototype for this. And they're always the media, the so-called left-leaning media. You know, these people are supposed to be our friends. There's people that are 85% Democrats, but yet they seem to love to push this black male villain agenda. And you wonder why more and more of us black men have completely run away in droves from the fraudulent, fake, friend-ass Democratic motherfucking party. Now, Justin Tucker is being accused, and all of a sudden, all these people are looking at it logically. Oh, well, why now? Well, I think they're motivated by money. Oh, but you couldn't see that with a guy that was making hundreds of millions of dollars. You couldn't see that then with Deshaun Watson. Okay, fine. That count now is up to 16. As 6 more women were added to the accusers list a couple weeks ago. Now 7 more. So now it's 16. 7 more women have accused Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker of engaging in inappropriate misconduct at high-end spas. The Baltimore Banner reported today. This increases the total to 16 therapists from 8 spas to make allegations of inappropriate behavior by Tucker. All the incidents reportedly occurred during sessions from 2012 to 2016, which were Tucker's first 5 seasons in the NFL. In the latest allegations, one woman told the Banner that Tucker left what she believed to be male sexual fluids on the table, and another said he made intense eye contact throughout the massage while exposed. At his news conference during Super Bowl week, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell addressed the allegations against Tucker, saying there are obviously serious issues, and he is taking that seriously as we are. Tucker could be subject to discipline under the NFL's personal conduct policy. In response to new accusations, Tucker's lawyers told the Banner to refer to the kicker's social media posts on January 30th, where Tucker called the allegations unequivocally false. Tucker wrote that the Banner article, quote, takes innocuous or ambiguous interactions and skews them so out of proportion that they are no longer recognizable. This is desperate tabloid fodder. Why were you releasing fluids on the table if you're just getting a massage, sir? I'm just saying. That's not going way out of bounds. And as they always say, I mean, I could see 1 or 2, but 16 women, all of these women are lying? I mean, that's what we say for Diddy and Jay-Z and all these other people, and all these other miscreants, right? All these women can't be lying, right? So I'm just keeping the same energy that everybody else is keeping. And as they always say, we're supposed to believe all women, right? Or is that just when the accuser is black as me? Or the accused, is as black as me. I guess that's only when you believe all women. Everybody else, they're lying. Last week, Tucker's lawyers provided a sworn declaration from the owner of Baltimore Spa and Salon, saying she never received complaints about about him or suspected he engaged in any misconduct. Therapists from the spa told the Banner that they did not report his behavior to supervisors because they feared they would lose their jobs. Allegations against Tucker first surfaced January 30th when the Banner spoke to 6 massage therapists about his behavior. Tucker's conduct, according to the article, caused some therapists to refuse to work with him again and resulted in 2 spas banning him from returning. Tucker's lawyers said Tucker had never been banned from the 2 spas. They also denied allegations of inappropriate behavior, telling the Banners it's speculative and impossible to prove. This is my thing. I do remember allegations against him going back some years. But it was always something that was below the radar. It wasn't really talked about much in the mainstream sports media, but now it's getting out. I don't know whether he's innocent or guilty. What I'm pissed off about is the lack of energy from these so-called diverse media that's out here that, if anything, they do more than the old guard media, which is predominantly white, to report the news. Because when I was growing up, the media, which may have been predominantly white, I hate to say this, but it's true, they reported the news more accurately. Like, I remember Pete Rose getting the business when he had his scandal. But I also remember, anybody else, if they were black, white, whatever, if they did something wrong, it was reported. These clowns, I'm sorry, but you might as well have the Klan be working for ESPN or Fox Sports, because they only have energy for people that look like themselves, or what I'm saying, look like me, look like 78, look like Ticket TV, look like what I'm saying, Tail Biz. The list goes on and on and on. Look like Mr. Max, look like what I'm saying, Straight to the Point podcast. They only got energy for certain people. And I'm sick of it. We're collectively sick of this. And we're sick of the excuses and the gaslighting to try to excuse this. We just want equal reporting. We're tired of the vilification of black men when it comes to wrongdoing. But when there's other people, it might get reported one time, and then it leaves, what I'm saying, it pretty much leaves as trending sports topics. And they get to go through what they're going through privately, even though they're public citizens, even though they're public figures, even though they're public figures, they get to go through their trauma. They get to go through their trials and tribulations privately. Whereas a black athlete, he has to go through, or a black normal person, he has to go through what he goes through, not just privately, but publicly. And he's often dragged through the coals. Every little finite detail, or finite detail, I should say, of the case, his actions are up for public scrutiny, judgment, usually negative. And in worst case scenarios, there are content creators that purposely leave out any type of detail which could possibly exonerate that person. Case in point, Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors did absolutely nothing. If anything, he ran from that woman. People chose to ignore that and still purposely put out information to make him like he was a criminal. And they nearly ruined this man's career. Charlie Sheen, however, you look at his history, you see what this guy's done. Are there any documentaries on him? Did anybody remember that back in 1990, Charlie Sheen shot his girlfriend, Kelly Preston, the late actress, in the shoulder? Shot her! Beat his girlfriends, allegedly raped women, passed the monkey knowingly to various women, and this guy, nothing, not a day in, I don't think he's really served a day in prison in his life. Look at Sean Penn. This man literally, if you do your research, tied up Madonna, beat her, abused her, did defiling things to her. Out of fear of her life, she dropped charges. He has a history of physical violence, a history of racism, and he gets Oscars, and he's beloved. That's the double standard that we're tired of when it comes to this country and the media. We're sick and tired of it. And the thing that infuriates me is that part of it has to do with my repulsion of the Democratic Party, because 85% of the media, the mainstream media, leans Democratic, but yet they see the double standard and they continue to push it. And then they wonder why they're losing the support of people like me, because you're fake. You're not our friend. You're not. You're not. But you want us to run for every little call celebra that y'all have. But when we want justice, y'all know where to be found. So look, since everybody was pushing Deshaun Watson a couple years ago, this story, I'm going to be looking into this story every day. Yep. Gonna be looking through it every day, trying to find new details that aren't being reported by the mainstream media. And we all know Stephen A. Smith ain't gonna talk about this. And if he does, it's gonna be something like this. If he does talk about it, he's gonna say something about, well, if he did do something, if he's found guilty, he should go to prison, blah 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 blah. But let's not act like these are children. These are grown people. That's their business. I know him. He's a good brother. Blah blah. He can spend 95% of the time protecting them. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.